Good afternoon and welcome back to Starsector. My name is Pooks and today we're continuing on with our Starsector Let's Play series where we're playing the Smuggler Lord on Iron Man mode. I should also hopefully have better microphone control this episode as well. So you're gonna hopefully notice less sound interference like the background fan or things along the lines of keyboard tapping. That was the word that I was thinking of that I couldn't think of. Anyway, uh, that out of the way, let's just jump into it, shall we? So, at the end of the last episode, we engaged in a little bit of piracy and we picked up some things. We've taken all the things that we can fit, nearly all the things. Apparently, I didn't get quite all the things. But mostly, we picked up organics was a result of that particular bit of piracy. Now, it probably wasn't the best convoy I could have actually chosen to hit as well, to be honest. It was just the first that I thought, hey, I don't mind pissing off those people. So, yeah, I could have gone for a far more lucrative sort of thing. Now, in terms of where do we go fence these goods, I actually want to go where the organics are most expensive, which is Asconia. Because remember, everything you pirate is sold at 100% profit. I haven't lost anything from this apart from maybe whatever supplies I needed to use or consume to actually do the act of piracy. And then once we've got disposed of this, I've decided I'm actually going to go found my first colony pretty much straight away. Because we've got no real enemies apart from the Luddic path now, I think we can go ahead and set up a colony without suffering too many repercussions. That may change depending on how jealous the factions get and that sort of thing, but I'm reasonably confident about that, I think, on how it works. Anyway, so we're going to go to Asconia, and I think it was Syndra where we can go fence all of this. We'll turn on Sustained Burn, and away we go. I have to say that switching between Cosmetia and this game is resulting in my reflexes changing a little bit as well. Alright, we'll jump in. We're using up a prodigious amount of supplies at the moment. 40 a day to affect our repairs. That's a lot. 25 a day now. Yeah, that convoy may not be worth it just in terms of another 46 we use there. I think dockyards might be a bit more efficient. Oh, really? It's Kruor here. Or the Citadel. Yeah, the Kruor station is where we wanted to actually go. But while I'm here, I'm going to pick up some cheaper supplies. I'm not going to go through the black market now. Yes, I know I'm meant to be the Smuggler Lord, but I don't have my transponder off. We'll also just check out. Yeah, this is probably one of the better places I can sell the ore as well. So we'll do that too. Now, one of the things I do want to get for my fleet, at the moment I'm using missile corvettes, and I thought that in that last engagement, probably what I was really missing on the one that I was piloting at least, was something to break down shields, because at the moment I'm just using the breach SRMs, and that's not really doing it for me. So what I'm thinking is that I go for something a little bit different. Now, I'm just going to look at the 15 ammo versus our hammer classes, which have 2 ammo, but they are torpedoes. So what I'm thinking is I move my breaches onto the front mounts here. And then we go for Sabot SRMs on the side. So if we can get them, of course. Yeah, we can get at least one Sabot here. Now, SRM would do it as well. That's more anti-small craft though. Yeah, hang on, that's a swarmer. That's armor, anti-armor. And there's only one of these. LRM's not really what I'm after. there is a sabot here as well. On the black market. I think I'm buying and selling enough that I won't have issues with the black market. So we're going to go with the sabot SRM here, and as well as the second sabot SRM, wherever you were. Now, this may still not be the most efficient way to do this. So if people are screaming at me later on YouTube, I appreciate your screams. They make me feel warm and fuzzy inside. All right. So this would be anti-engine, and I think that's what was that what I had? No, it was definitely breaches. So we're gonna chuck on those breaches now. I'm out of points, but that's fine. We can go back here. I shouldn't really have that much of a need to vent either, because I don't think this cruiser should really be a frontline sort of thing. I might go for a swarmer as well. That'll help out with my small craft problems. So, changing weapon groups again here. We're going to say that the sabot SRMs are going to be the first thing that we go for. We're going to put you on auto fire there, and yeah. So, put all the PD just on auto fire, as well as the heavy needler can just fire whenever it wants to. Then I'm going to go breach here along with the Merv. And then I want to have the swarmer on. We're going to make it linked because I wanted them all at once. I want to have the swarmer on a separate missile bank, largely because I want to be able to trigger that if I need to take out incoming fighters and bombers and that sort of thing. So that's why I'm going for that. Okay, we'll confirm that. We're back to having ordnance points. And I want to do stuff that is related to... yep. Be nice if it was related to... specific. Okay, ECCM. Okay, we want to put in that ECCM package, because that is going to help us a lot with our primary source of fire here. So missile top speed by 25%, less chance to be affected by countermeasures and flares, missile maneuverability, reduces weapon range due to superior enemy electronic warfare by 50%. Okay, so it's increasing my weapon range, I think. Cool. Will this work? I'm not sure if it's really considered a ballistic or an energy weapon. What's the special stuff? Let's see what else we can flag onto here. We could give it flux capacity. I am at 100% points at the moment, ordnance points, but I just want to see what else we can go with here. Nav relay, not really. Logistics. Can't see this as being anything particularly good. Engines would be nice to get us in and out of trouble maybe, but yeah, I think that'll work. I think that will work well. Cool. Now, that's the other thing that I should probably put on this thing as well, is that ECCM package. Even if it is powered by the AI, then we want them to be as good as possible. powered, piloted. But anyway. Okay. Excellent. Now, I could run a simulation to test these out as well, but we've got one torpedo type ship. It's shooting MRMs off the side as well as its hammer barrage. So this is really a finisher ship. It's got to wait until things are down and then do its thing. We've got a lot of Vulcans. Yeah, can I improve? It's dual light machine gun. It might be okay. I really don't know what the best point defense is, but I'll leave it for the time being. Okay, so now that we've done that, I think it was somewhere else in this system that we wanted to go and drop off. Yeah, it was Volturn that needs organics, I think it was. Now, there's a giant solar flare here, so I actually should be keeping out of that. Ow, 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 ow. Just engage the autopilot. Of course, the autopilot is, yeah, don't mind me, convoy. I totally didn't pirate your buddies. Looks like something's been happening over here. Okay. But with any luck, they've still got the shortage. They do. Hang on, abort. Is there... Oh man, someone's beating me to it. There's now like an excess. Well, that sucks. I'm just going to get rid of it. I can't be bothered sticking around for too much longer. I'm also going to sell off these weapons. All right. We've done that. That's all I wanted to do. Now, the other things that I'm going to need, though, I'm going to need, for colonization purposes, more crew. And I don't have the capacity for it at the moment. And I suspect I might actually need a few more heavy machineries, but I do believe I left them at a depot. So, really, what we're after is something like a Starliner, which can give us 1,500. That'll give us plenty of people to be able to transport over. Or a Valkyrie would be the other thing, marine transport. I can't see a marine transport here, though. So, the civilian one is what we're going to have to go with here. It does have a bit of a maintenance. It's got a fairly big sensor profile as well, but fine. We only need to make a few modifications to it. So we'll buy that one, and then we'll go to the refit screen. And we're going to add in first, it's all about logistics here, militarized subsystems to get it up to speed. We could also give it an efficiency overhaul, which would be kind of nice. But the other thing that we could put on here is additional berthing, because that will give us plenty of people. Now, I could spend a story point as well, but I'm not sure if I'm really going to hold on to this ship for long enough to make it really worthwhile. All right, we could also put on point defense cannons here as well, but again, it's a temporary ship. We shouldn't ever get into a fight with this vessel around. And that gives me a huge, let's repair our ships, crewing ability, as well as ability to transport a whole heap more supplies now as well, which is what I'm going to stock up on, along with heavy machinery and our people. Now we can get 1,000 crew members at a lower price here as well. So we're going to grab that 1,000. I'm going to need that 1,000 to establish our colony. Ideally, I'm going to get another 1,000 from somewhere as well. So I might just check to see if so Umbra has an excess of crew as well. And in terms of supplies, then yeah, there's no excess, but the local system sells them fairly cheaply, I think, because they've got a lot of industry. So I'll pick up a whole heap of supplies there as well. I may have left a whole heap of crew. No, I wouldn't have. It's exploration before. All right, we're just going to head out to the pirate one. These guys should be cool with me, right? They're chill. They're chill. And I'm almost actually tempted to just sell a whole heap of supplies here because I don't need them immediately and I can make a ton of money. So, hey, why not? Now, people. We can get up to full people here. Our minimum crew requirements is 829. So we can found 2 colonies with this amount of crew. So we're going to grab that. And then we're going to go find our supplies and heavy machinery that we need. Just going to check out what's on the black market while I'm here. Not really anything particular. We're going to leave and then we're going to make our way to Syndria. Yeah, there's a whole heap of people here. I mean, we've probably got a whole heap of... Yeah, we can salvage this, for example. We're not going to consider ship recovery, but we will grab the stuff off of it. Because why not, right? It's all free loot. Maybe not much free loot, but free loot nonetheless. Yay, one thing. Hurrah. Okay, that was maybe a little bit less than I thought. There's a super freighter here. Really? Well, what remains of a super freighter? Take that as well. Thank you very much. Yeah, there's pirate raiders. Oh, whoops. Fortunately, even if they engage me, I suspect that they would have a bit of a tough time of it because I've got a combat fleet kicking around at the moment. So while they're here causing some havoc, I'm going to just wander around and clean up their mess, so to speak. Hey, don't interdict me. That's just mean. Alright, now we've done that, we should be able to just make our way over. I'm going to run around the outside here, largely to avoid... Oh. Yeah, you can allow the scan, man. Alright, you can inspect me as well. And you broke some stuff? That's just mean. Apparently I've been smuggling here before and they didn't much appreciate it. We're also over capacity, so we're using extra things. But that's fine, we're going to go sell some of this stuff now. Yeah, there's extreme suspicion, so I really need to actually sell some stuff here and buy some stuff here to make people a little bit less sus. Yeah, we'll sell some fuel. We'll sell some weapons, yeah? I'm a good guy, I'm selling weapons to you. I know, a good guy, alright. We're going to need a chunk of supplies. So we'll pick up 900 or so. That's going to set us back 100,000. Can't remember the exact cost for founding a colony, so I should be just careful here. Hopefully that's reduced suspicion. We're down to very high. What did I move here? Probably a copious amount of drugs or something. Okay. So we're going to leave now. They might still suspect us of things, but that's fine. They're entitled to that. Going back to the sector, I believe it is Mayasura that has all my stuff, so we're going to head there. Really? Oh yeah, it would be the closest thing. But basically I want to found the colony now because I think I can get away with it, and because that monthly expenses is just kind of annoying every month, paying 33,000. If I can get a colony that's going to give me some dollars, some dineros, and I will be very, very happy. And it's going to let me pay for my expensive ship habit that I've got going on at the moment. Or that I've started to get going on. Okay, I did leave some supplies. That's nice. In particular, I want the heavy machinery. I'm going to need that. We're going to go pick up these things as well. In fact, is there a take all button? I would love a take all button. I'm not going to take the crew. I will want transplutonics. I might take the volatiles too. And then I'll grab as much of this as I can, because I can move this storage out to my colony. That's what I'm gonna do. Have dudes out of my have my refits all happen at my colony. I can't move all my ships out there just yet. We'll leave the transplutonics behind, maybe. Actually, not sure if I do need those. Yeah, we're gonna have to leave some guns behind. That's fine. There we are. Actually, I then therefore want those. If we're not gonna take all my guns yet, then I'm gonna do this. There we are. Excellent. I should be fine now. All right. We have a full load. We'll confirm that. We'll go to our fleet to see if there's anything else I want to take here. I could grab those buffaloes actually, and then therefore transport everything else up. Just thinking about that. I'm definitely thinking about taking the apogee actually. You know what? Let's do that. While it is going to increase my usage of things, I think it'll be more convenient, and I can just leave the smuggling fleet here. Because I'm only ever going to need the smuggling fleet when I'm close to the core worlds anyway. Cool. Okay. So, we have plenty of fuel to make it to our destination and back. And now I've just got to remember my destination. So, I think it was in the Kardashev constellation. And I'm pretty sure it was Epsilon Kardashev. But to make this a little bit more scientific, shall we say, I'm going to go to my planets. I'm going to go get rid of the current system thing. Go to my hazard one, and I believe it is this little lovely Terran place here. It already had pollution. Yeah, that's the one. It is the Epsilon Kardashev system. Because it has, not because this world is outstanding, the better one is actually the Delta Duresh in terms of just single ones. But if we go to that system, then our other options is a 175, a 200, and a 175 and a 150, which is not nearly as good, really, in terms of planets. So as a result, I'm thinking, hang on. Volatiles, it's got extreme weather and extreme cold. So we could make that 150 with our lamp, but then we'd need to consume volatiles to do that. We couldn't do anything to that hazard rating, and we can't do anything to that hazard rating. Yeah, okay, so that's why. So going back to navigation, so we can, it's a Kardashev, and it was the Epsilon. I'm wondering if I can deciding not to put in names. That's fine. Now, the downside of this one is it doesn't actually have any stable points, so I'm going to need to find some gamma cores, I believe, to fix that. But for the time being, I believe it was the Terran-centric world was the one that I was looking at starting off on, or maybe the Terran world. I can't remember. It's been too long already. All right, we'll order a jump to hyperspace and head out there. Now, immediately I'm going to turn off my transponder because there's no point having it on in the depths of space and allowing people to get a jump on me. The other thing is, and thank you to the person who was watching me, is that this Starscape, we'll just turn off the fuel range to make this easier to see, actually tells you where there's clear runs. So there's a nice clear run up there to get up there from the looks of things. So I should being the operative word, but I'm pretty sure, be able to get back and forth between my system and the core very, very easily, which is just lovely. There's a distress call. I'm going to avoid that. I can't see there being anything good in it for me. Ah, there's a fleet there. Just gonna... Unidentified fleet laying in wait. I think he's detected me. It's a mercenary flotilla. Okay. Waiting for some pirates or something. Man's just making a living. Okay, here we are. So now we need to choose a planet to start off on. So I'm just going to narrow down to the current system and look at our available options. So we have two that are 100% hazard rating, and therefore probably the easier ones to start off on. The first one is that Terran world, and the second one is actually the Tundra world. Now the Tundra has organic, sparse or poor farmland. It's not great. It's in terms of resources, but it's pretty good in terms of habitability. It's just cold, but it is habitable, so it goes to 100% from there. Comparing that, pardon me for there as well, we have the Terran world here that's got scattered ruins, rich farmland, moderate ore deposits, and plentiful organics. So we can put some pretty cool stuff on that, and yeah, it's got a variety of things going for it. In terms of mining place, I believe that the arid world is our best because we've got ultra abundant rare ore deposits, we've got some common organics, we've got ultra rich ore deposits as well. So that is all up very, very, very good. It even has some ruins just to round it out. So I'm thinking what I do is I go for the Terran world starting off with a farming industry and the arid world starting off with a mining industry. So settling our two class 5s. From there, we might go on to other areas. For example, the Terran-centric here could also have something happening here. I mean, there is poor light, but... but I think the next one after that is something with volatiles. So this has a slightly lower hazard rating and it's got some volatiles. This has more volatiles, but it has a higher hazard rating. So I can at least offset the cold part of it, I believe, and get that down to 175, whereas I can't do anything about high gravity and extreme weather. So the ice giant might be the way to go. It will consume volatiles as well, but as long as I get enough out of it, then it'll work out, is what I'm thinking. Hopefully, fingers crossed. Yep. But the way that I'm going to play it is that we settle our Terran world and our arid worlds first. Mining and farming. Now, later on, I'm going to want some industries as well, and these ones are actually ideal unless we can get rid of the pollution modifier. I don't think I can when they come with it, but we'll just kind of watch it and see. If possible, then if the pollution modifier disappears, I don't want to set up heavy industry or refining that makes that barren world very attractive for that sort of thing. If not, then so be it. We'll look at setting up heavy industry or something along those lines. But that gives us the Terran world as the first one, and then that uh, arid one as our second one. So without any more ado, let's go and establish our colony. Going to take 1,000 people, 100 machines, and 200 supplies. So we've got more than enough. We do have a little bit of hostility with other factions, but it's only minus 3%. We have some proximity to other colonies, which is great, and the spaceport, which will help with accessibility here. Accessibility will help with growth, I believe. So establish the colony, and of course we need to choose a name. Now, the colony name was going to be Tortuga, I believe. That was part of the rules. Alright, now that I've got a planet-based or otherwise static assets, you need to set up your faction's name and flag. You can always change these later by clicking on your faction's name in the colony screen. The Pook Conspiracy. I actually kind of like that. I really do. Yeah, it needs to be the Pook Conspiracy. I think it's an is. Well, this is definitely PS for Pook Ship. A Pook Conspiracy courier ship. The PS Intrepid Coop reports that after heavy fighting, the Pook Conspiracy is now in control of the core star system. Yep, okay. There's limited flags here. I'm guessing there's some way to, get additional ones, but we're the Smuggler Lord, so I think something like this is appropriate for us. I can't get better than that, honestly. All right, we'll confirm that, and we get to the management screen now. If I brought some food with me, then that would have been good, but we didn't, so be it. So we're going to tell it to use stockpiles during shortages, and it's building a spaceport at the moment, which is fine. We will make it a free port as soon as we do have a spaceport, but we're also going to go with hazard pay to incentivize people to come here. So it means that we only get 1,500 credits a month. Now, I believe the other thing that I can do is choose an administrator here. So industrial planning, more commodities, more commodities, more commodities. These guys are on reduced salaries. I'm going to leave it to myself for the time being, although I'm not sure if I'm going to get any bonuses. I think industrial planning is maybe the only one. Let's check this out. Or there might be something else in technology, maybe? Nope. Nope. Oh, well. So maybe it is worthwhile, but considering they're not actually producing anything at the moment, I believe, then there's not much point. So I'm just going to keep the hazard rating on. We're only getting 1,500 credits a month at the moment because we're paying 5,000 of that out to attract people to come out and live here. Because there is a bit of a hazard rating in being here because we're out kind of in the middle of nowhere. There's no active relay, and there's also a food shortage. So one of the first things that I'm going to have it do, and I'm just going to pay for that now, is to set up a farming industry. So it's not going to cost much, but it is going to sort out our food situation. The other one, of course, that we'll want to do at some point is mining, setting up a mining industry, but that will be on our other planet. Potentially we can do it on this one, but I think I want to reserve the slots for other things. But it does have moderate ore and plentiful organics here. So that's all queued up and ready to go. Fantastic. We will leave for the time being, and we're going to head over to the arid planet next. You can see there's some things circling around it. That actually happens for ruins as well. It's basically the presence of space infrastructure and that sort of thing. So we're going to establish a colony here as well. We'll consider other factors. If there's like a hyper shunt in the vicinity, I think that's where it shows up as something. We'll establish colony as well, and we need a second name because we already had Tortuga. So I think we're just going to go with the whole Caribbean scene theme here, not scene, but hey. So Barbados it is. So this one's set up as well. We're going to add our first industry, and it's going to be mining here, which is going to produce a whole heap of ore as well as volatiles for us. So it's not volatile, sorry, organics. Organics is what it's going to produce. We can also set up tech mining because there's ruins here. So if I went for that, then yeah, just having a look at this. In addition to extracting basic resources, there's also a chance to find blueprints and other rare items. Anything found would be yeah, okay. So we could set up a tech mining industry as well. For the time being, though, I'm just going to play it straight, so to speak, and go with a mining industry. So we'll go ahead and build that one. And we've just spent a whole heap of money. Again, we're going to turn on stockpiles, and we're going to turn on hazard pay. Unfortunately, this one's going to cost me a whole heap of money. Why is that? Because of the multiplier on it. Yeah, because it's 150%. So that's the difference, right? We're not going to turn on hazard pay. I don't mind if it doesn't grow for a bit. Basically, I want to just kick the stability up a fair bit. So food shortage, if I brought some food out with me, that would have made sense. Fortunately, it can't actually shrink. So as soon as the other one gets its farmland up and running, then this one should actually start returning something for us as well. Cool. All right, we've done that. While I'm here, actually, no, we'll do it on the Terran world. Just gonna leave a whole heap of stuff here as well, because we have free storage. So we'll go through and drop off all of these little guys here, including our really cool stuff. Might drop off 200 people to confirm. We'll go to the resource stockpiles. Yeah, I think that's where the people went, actually. Did it? No. Fine. We'll actually put them to stockpiles, I think. I don't think it actually consumes... Oh, it does consume supplies, so maybe I will give it some. Give it 150 supplies. And maybe that will help with our growth a little bit. Only 3 days left. Not really. Yeah, the credits per month is crappy. So, okay, yeah, it's gonna cost us. Oh, I can turn it on now. But it costs us, really? Being a free port? Because it's reducing our stability. Alright, it looks like we need to go find some food. That's unfortunate. We'll only take 13 days for this to be ready. In the meantime, I'm going to go to my fleet and the storage. And we're going to leave some ships here. So leave this guy, leave the Starliner. I think I want to leave my cruiser too. Go back here. What else did it want? Wanted a bit of fuel. We'll drop, I don't know, 200 fuel here. Maybe they'll help with that. Mainly this food shortage that's causing the problem. It is producing some. Alright. We've made a start either way. Unfortunately, it's costing us rather than gaining us resources, which is a little bit unfortunate. We could do some exploration here, but I think I'm just going to go make a food run. What I would also like to do is work out how to create those stable points and then go find an alpha core if possible. In the meantime, who produces food? I think the best place for it was actually going to be in Gilead. So we've still got a whole chunk of change around, which is great. Because we're going to need that for various structures. You might have noticed that they weren't exactly cheap to make. And while I'm still losing money as well, I'm probably going to need to resort to some kind of way to get money. So I'm thinking that quite possibly I will do some piracy to continue to fund our ability to have colonies until they are actually self-sustaining. I actually don't want them to be too... Oh, we've repaired a demod. Every month I get a chance to have that for that to happen now, so we're going to have some pretty good ships at the end of this. Yeah, now our monthly expenses really suck. Now, for those watching, it's entirely possible... Ooh, recreational drugs. It's entirely possible that I'm doing this all wrong. We've just completed some things as well, so I think... Yeah. Go to colony list. If I go to... Why is this showing up? Command. Colonies. Apparently I'm storing something here. Oh, that's probably the weapons I ordered. Right. I should go do something about that. But they're making me money now, so that's nice. We'll go to the Terran one on the... we're gonna... I can't install it. I must be present to install that. That's unfortunate. Can we do an improvement? Increase accessibility by 20%. That would help a lot, I think. With its exports and imports. But what I've really wanted to do was install the fullerene spool. Or pool, or whatever it is. That would help immensely. But if I just grab some, yeah, we'll turn on the transponder because otherwise these guys might shoot me. Hi, churchies. I hear you might have food. Usually consistently the cheapest place to get food. Unfortunately not at the moment. It's only 16 per unit. It's gonna be pretty rare that I'm here, so I might just black market this. Can't exactly carry a lot. With some heavy equipment, man. Sell you some heavy farming equipment, right? Minimal suspicions, like who's gonna really go to the black market for food? I have to agree, guys. I have to agree. Maybe I should have kept my freighters on me, because I don't think this is gonna enough to feed my people for a while. But until our farmlands are up and running, then that's gonna potentially help a lot with stability. Okay, that's pretty much all we can do here and all we came for. So we'll make our way back. I wonder if I can rename the system. Can I rename the system? No. That's unfortunate. So we're about a fortnight away from there. But I think, yeah, I'm going to have to resort to some piracy soon. Luxury goods. All these things that I want to steal from people. So little time. Salvage fleet. They're friendly, so they're probably with their independence. Right, just make our way up here. I think I've gone slightly the wrong way. Where am I there? Yeah, I want to go up and then here. Took a wrong turn. I must have a visibility of things around or something for that the hypercurrents to still show up. What's going on here? Oh, you're returning to somewhere. That's fine. Smuggler. Ah, it's a pook conspiracy trader. Excellent. Our colonies have traders now. Better turn on my transponder so I don't freak out my own guys. Not necessarily, but they can at least see who it is. Alright, we'll manage the colony. And we're going to drop it on 600 buck or 600 worth of supplies here. So that's going to hopefully tide them over for a little bit of time. And increase our stability a little bit. Yep, domestic goods demand met. So everything's being met. Everyone's kind of happy. They were currently, yeah, I can't see the market info because we're not in range of the com thing. Okay. So now that we've got that going on, the next thing I need is a comm relay, because this system doesn't have any. It was kind of the one big flaw with it. So I'm going to go to my fleet, and I'm actually going to take out my exploration frigate as well. And I might even take the Ionian Regent as well. Oh, actually, hang on. I didn't check my fuel levels. I don't produce fuel yet. And yeah. Let's go back to my fleet and maybe I need to store at least one of these. Store those ones. See what that does to my fuel range. A little bit better. I might go check out the Umu Nebula. How are we doing on time? Okay, on time. Basically, I need to keep doing stuff. There's a high hazard over there. We could risk things. Risk things a little bit. And go for that. Problem with a high hazard one is that, well, the hazard is high. In particular, they'll have battleship types, and I don't have a battleship in this fleet, no capitals whatsoever. I think we might be better off just heading back and grabbing some. I just need to reassign one of these guys. Grabbing something. Grabbing a fuel. That's the something. If I was going to venture into that high hazard one, I think I'd want to be... drop off the transplatonics here as well, actually. Yeah, we'll go get fuel. That was an oversight by me. I should have really picked that up. Asconia has the best fuel. I think it's there, Sindria. Oh, while we're here, actually. While we're here. Ah, yeah. I've completely forgot multiple things here. All right. So the access is fairly low here. What we can do... Can't install items to the population. But we... yep. I can't install anything because I don't have it. It's over in the Terran world. Jeez, what am I doing? What am I doing? Here we are. All right. So we go to manage. All right. So we're making money as well because that was only 21k that we're under. Go to the spaceport. I'm going to install an item, and that's going to be a fullerene spool. So that increases the accessibility a whole heap. Yeah. Hopefully that will... Yeah, it's not going to do anything. It's just stability, unfortunately. But that is a problem. An improvement, sorry. We can increase the stability artificially here, and I'm tempted to. Um, hmm, that has an impact, I believe. No, it's accessibility that has an impact on growth. Okay, and I've just improved that. Yep. All right, that's fine then. That's fine. We're good with that. All right. We'll leave and we will go grab some fuel. If I can continue to build things remotely, I don't need to be around so much. Of our identifier. Oh God, don't go through that. Ow. Apparently there's a distress call. What system? You know what? Let's answer the distress call. I kind of feel like it's on the way to our colony. We gotta be good neighbors to the local people who are in distress. This might be a terrible idea, by the way. Right, so nothing there. Yep, there's something up here. This guy. They may have been blown up. Oh well, that's unfortunate for them. Too bad, so sad. Delivering Marines. Ooh. How much fair capacity do I have for people? Marines are expensive generally. Hey. It's okay, try Tachyon. I'm not here to destroy you. Oh, better turn the transponder on. Alright, we're here for the fuel, and the fuel we shall get. 37,000 bucks worth of it. Right. So now with that on board, I've got a reasonable amount of supplies. We could do two things. We can continue to do some piracy, which should be fun, or we can go exploring. What else have we got? Story mission, or missions in general, but maybe story ones. Where's the Look at all these things that need doing. Apparently there's Luddic path cells. Yeah, we've got a whole heap of accepted. So, oh, we've got to go get money. I could go get money. Derelict artifact recovery. Yeah, we've got a few things to do, but one thing is to go collect some dollars, which I feel like that seems like a reasonable thing to do, right? 50,000 just sitting there. I don't feel a particular need to babysit my worlds unless it turns out the pirates will just raid me irrespective of our friendly status with each other. If that's the case, then I'm going to have a bit of a problem, probably. We'll find out. We'll find out together. Alright, farming at Tortuga has been completed, so that is great. We can now add another structure if we wanted to, which is something we're going to have to do until it actually grows into another size and we can get another industry slot. So the Patrol HQ is the one that I'm going to go for. It is 300,000, but it is going to up our defenses. Somewhat important, I feel. On the plus side, we are producing food now, which is great. So we should be self-reliant as a result. So if we go to our colony list and go to our arid one here, then you can see that this means that we're supplying our own food here and we no longer need to import it. Once this has been built, then yeah, so we need more growth here as well. I'm thinking of turning on hazard pay. 15,000, ow. Yeah. They can offset each other at least. Turning on hazard pay so we can get some growth on this thing. So once we have some growth, that will be amazing. But as soon as possible, I think I want to progress this one to have some light industry. Or some kind of industry. Wondering... Yeah, we've still got the pollution. Not sure how long it would take to get rid of pollution. Alright, mining at Barbados is complete. This would increase its accessibility a fair bit. As long as demand is met, it'll stockpile fuel supplies and crews. I'm thinking that could be really good because I don't have a second fullerene spool, but that by itself not going to take up an industry slot. This would give us a stability bonus though, and some ground defense. So I think we will have to go with a second patrol HQ. We'll build it. And then jump to Pontus and go get some money because we are now really short on cash. Open the comm directory, talk to our dude here. Now they're a little bit happier with us. Once we get to 50, I think, then we're going to get some more interesting missions. talk about the imprisoned researcher. See, that's what I'm talking about. If I free him without paying, then yep, we'll take that. Cool. All right, so we can go to Tartessus to pick up a path or artifact. I think that's worth doing as well. We'll cut the links. And where's the... Yeah, it's all the way over here. I'm just going to jump my way out of here. Now, let's just go to the intel screen and look at the jobs that I just accepted. We have acquire artifact, as well as the, yeah, show this on the map. We need to go to Hesperus. They're actually not going to let us in without our transponder being off, I believe. Let's just show that on the map. So, oh no, it is Luddic Church. So we should be good. It's the church rather than the Pathas. Warning beacon. Okay, so what's the actual thing? What's it say? This world is corrupted by sin. Ah. Okay. So we'll chat to this person. Ask about the prisoner. Well, I'm going to negotiate to avoid paying because why not? Basically, we've just pretended to be one of them. Blessings to the faithful be upon you. If you wanted to pause and read it, by all means, but I'm not going to bother. I got the gist, and the gist was hilarious. Okay, so that's one down, and then the next one was recover the... No. Derelict artifact, maybe? Acquire... Ah, there we are. So we need to go down to this one now. It's fine. It's totally worth 100 grand to be chilling around here. All right. com relay? Yeah. Ask about a certain piece of... Marine raid sounds tempting. That was not the deal though, guys. Oh, the Luddic path? Yeah. So we could accept and pay the original. Let's trace his comms. 64%. And we've got 140 Marines on board. You know what? Let's do that. Launch the raid. Oh. Oh, we'll never mind for the time being. We're all fine here. We're all fine. Just let me just go off this direction for totally legitimate reasons. And yeah, I just had a need to go into the nebula. Who knew pretending to be Amish was so easy? Okay, now we should be able to sneak in here pretty easily. Alright, cool. Now we can go talk to this person, ask about it, keep him talking while we send a marine raid. Alright, so they don't know it's me, theoretically. %, 50-50 chance, that's pretty good. And we only had one person die on us. And we acquired the artifact. Yay, okay. Probably none too happy with us now, but that would have probably really sucked if we hadn't have turned off our transponder, in terms of reputation loss anyway. Oh. Anyway, that is the timer going off for me, so that is unfortunately all I have time for today. I need to be somewhere else. But today we actually got our first colony, so yeah, we're getting income from the Terran world, which is nice. We're getting a loss from the arid world, unfortunately. But we have set up our first mining sort of area, which is great. We're building our patrol HQs in both worlds at the moment. We've got an excess of resources, which is hopefully going off and being sold. I'm presuming that's what, yeah, exports. So some better accessibility, I think, will improve that somewhat. Some better stability will help with my growth, I believe, as well. I can't remember quite. I just know that those are the two things that I want to focus on. So this one's getting us the most credits. So basically because our exports are really good and the local income isn't bad either. But once these patrol HQs are finished, then I want to set up a light industry and a heavy industry on those two worlds. We've already got the pollution modifier, so heavy industry is not going to be a concern. Well, it's not going to make things any worse anyway, and so that's good. But so I am thinking of, just in case, I'm going to set up the heavy industry on the arid world and the light industry on the Terran world, just in case we do have a chance of despawning it on the Terran world. That would be lovely. Following those two industries, that should meet almost all of our demands in system, apart from fuel and apart from ship hulls and weapons. Although I think heavy industry might actually give us that. Hang on. Yeah, it does. So that would meet all of our demands that we need apart from fuel. And then we need to set up a refinery. hang on. Refinery will produce that. Yeah, okay, so we need to set up heavy industry and refining on the arid world, probably. Light industry on the Terran world and probably tech mining as well. Although I do want to comment, I want many things. Fuel production, there we are. That'll probably be set up on one of our gas giants or on that barren world in that system. We do have a number of worlds in there though, so it's a very nice system. Anyway, again, that's all we have time for. So thank you very much for watching. My name is Pooks, and I will see you in the next stream. Bye now.